with our campaign, Call It Out, a fight against harassment because it's not okay. Today, the News 18 Network and Truecaller comes together in this run to empower her. Today, we will ensure that we continue this fight as we have men and women who will run to reclaim the physical spaces like never before. This is a message that is being sent out by many women who will be joining us and runners who will be joining us to reclaim their physical spaces and to ensure that we make this ecosystem a much safer one for all of us. As we pointed out, that women and men today will be running to reclaim their space in society and also their rightful place in society as well. Together, we will also take strides to empower one and another.
नमस्कार, हमारे इस खास कार्यक्रम में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपके साथ शिवानी पांडे। आज हम एक ऐसी दौड़ लगाने वाले हैं जो तमाम महिलाओं को उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ आवाज बुलंद करने में उनकी मदद करने वाली है। द रन टू एम्पावर एक खास मुहिम है न्यूज 18 नेटवर्क 18 की और साथ साथ ट्रू कॉलर की, और इस विशेष अभियान के जरिए हम उन तमाम महिलाओं को आज प्रेरित करने वाले हैं, उनको प्रोत्साहित करने वाले हैं जो उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ हमेशा अपनी आवाज को शांत रखती हैं और कभी कह नहीं पाती। तो उसके लिए हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके ये मुहिम एक चलाई गई है नेटवर्क 18 और ट्रू कॉलर की तरफ से, जिसके सहभागी होंगे आज दिल्ली पुलिस के तमाम वो पुलिस अफसर्स हमारे साथ आज मौजूद होंगी, वो महिला बटालियन हमारे साथ मौजूद होंगी। और खास तौर पर इस खास कार्यक्रम में किस तरीके से, क्योंकि इसकी शुरुआत, इस मुहिम की शुरुआत आपको बता दें इंटरनेशनल विमेंस डे के तौर पर हुई थी, और उस दिन से लेकर अब तक कैसी इस सफर की जर्नी रही है वो हम आपको दिखाते हैं। एक छोटी सी झलक आप देखिए कि अब तक हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके का ये सफर कैसा रहा।
Harassment is a grim reality that impacts a large majority of women in India today. And with the digital age, new forms of harassment are cropping up each day, affecting the well-being of women in all aspects, especially their mental health. As a nation, we need to come together to put an end to this. And that's what Call It Out Because It's Not Okay, an initiative by News 18 Network and Truecaller aims to do. With this initiative, we are encouraging women to not only block harassers, but also to speak up and call out incidents of harassment by reporting them to the right authorities. While this is a long and tough battle to fight, our vision is to bring a change in the way that India views and takes action against harassment. To educate women of the resources available for them to report harassment, and to get our message loud and clear that it's not okay for anyone to harass anybody. With policymakers, law enforcers, activists, mental health experts, women's rights organizations, and influencers, discussions are already in place to combat harassment against women. By taking the conversation to social media platforms, we are taking the fight against harassment to reach a larger audience, thus making it a people's movement.
Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone.
We are driving advocacy in the true cyber-safe curriculum that focuses on improving mechanisms and capacity to access the digital world safely and increase awareness of cyber fraud and its impact on communities. Having traveled to Telangana, Delhi, Assam and Karnataka, we continue to traverse the length and breadth of the nation to speak with women on the ground about the issue of harassment, sharing inspirational stories of women who have fought harassment. We are empowering every citizen, women and men, to tackle harassment, to report harassment, and to call it out because it's not okay. To report any case of harassment, the government has set up helpline numbers 112 and 181, along with a dedicated portal on cybercrime.gov.in. Most of us are not even aware of these government initiatives and tools to call out harassment and fight back. News18 Network and Truecaller, through its It's Not OK campaign, have been striving to create awareness about these initiatives. This effort has included over 2 lakh dedicated TV seconds across 15 national and regional channels.
It's time to report harassment and just call it out.
And has reached around 91.3 million people through posts on digital. We are making women feel safe and helping them contribute more in the society. The Call It Out Because It's Not OK initiative made an impact by addressing the issue of harassment from all angles.
To report harassment,
dial 112
or 181 or log on to
cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment
by visiting itsnotok.in.
In the last 3.5 months, an effort towards this was the conclave organized in Delhi that saw various senior ministers like Smriti Irani, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Devu Singh Chauhan, representatives of the Delhi police and celebrities like Ravina Tandon, Huma Qureshi, Aditi Rao Haidari, citing these helpline numbers on national television channels and digital to ensure people start using these numbers to report harassment.
Dial 112 or 181
or log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
This was followed by a town hall in Telangana, where many dignitaries and public figures encouraged the people to take the fight against harassment.
Very, very important initiative of both Network 18 and Truecaller. I congratulate both of you, and I, in fact, assure you, for those women who would like to call out online abuse, we will happily set up a separate cell and ensure that dedicated resources are provided.
The verified women's helpline number 181 and emergency number 112 has also been made available on the home screen of the Truecaller app so that help can be just one tap away. We are strengthening the fight to minimize harassment in society by taking these conversations to the various Indian states. Your constant support can make a difference. So join the movement against harassment.
Call it out.
Call it out.
Call it out because it's not okay.
The energy here is palpable. Even though it's a rainy morning, the spirits really aren't down. And this really is the spirit of this entire campaign. Now I have with me someone very special, someone who in fact has been a big backbone as far as this entire initiative is concerned. I have with me marathoner Reeti Sahe, who really has been, as I said, a solid force behind this entire campaign and this initiative where women are running to reclaim their physical spaces. Reeti, thank you so much, one, for joining us in this initiative. Also, congratulations in terms of the turnout that we are seeing today. Run with Reeti is a very special initiative. The larger message that we are trying to send out to women today is that we will reclaim our physical spaces, and that needs to now begin today. Before I get talking about what the initiative all is about, how are you feeling this rainy morning?
I'm elated, over the moon with joy, just delighted to see so many of us here, men and women from across spheres of life, running for a cause that is so close to my heart, not just my heart, I'd say the society's heart, the nation's heart. So absolutely delighted to have partnered, collaborated with Truecaller, News18, and we have the support of Delhi Police. So just absolutely delighted.
Right. So as I said, it's raining, but the spirits really aren't down. Why was this initiative so important? Because, the general fear is that it's still not safer for women to run in public spaces or to have that freedom where they'll feel that possibly I won't be called out. Why do you think this initiative was that important for us to have men and women together running today?
I think it's not about just this one fight or one run. It's about a message that needs to go on every single day. A lot of women actually stay away from pursuing their passion or stepping out only for the fear of staying, of being called out, being harassed, being followed and all of that. I've been running for 13 years in Delhi, and I have instances every now and then as well, but it doesn't deter me from, living my passion, living my dream. I want to be able to ensure that every woman is allowed to step out and follow her dream, be it a run on the road, be it, just following any and everything that makes her heart sing or happy. We're equals. We want to be equals in the society. So we're all here to call it out because it's not okay.
But the fact that we're also seeing Okay, so as Riti is rightly pointing out, that it's very, very important for women to run and reclaim their physical spaces, to call it out because it's not okay. We're slipping into a very short break, but we'll continue this initiative and campaign on the other side.
We all need to come together to put up a fight against harassment. Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone. I would like to applaud Truecaller and Network 18 for their anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. Don't just block. Call it out and join the movement. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 and log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को यह अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out.
Stalked, blocked, deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
बहुत स्वागत है आपका एक बार फिर से हमारे इस खास कार्यक्रम में। इस अभियान का आप हिस्सा है #It'sNotOkay। कॉल इट आउट बिकॉज #It'sNotOkay। महिला उत्पीड़न जिस तरीके से लगातार होता आ रहा है और महिलाएं अपनी आवाज बुलंद नहीं कर पाती हैं, तो आज उन्हीं को प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए हम सब यहाँ पर एकत्रित हुए हैं। और खास मेहमान जो आज हमारे साथ इस मंच पर हैं वो हैं सागर प्रीत हुड्डा जी, जो कि दिल्ली स्पेशल कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस एंड लॉ एंड ऑर्डर। उनके लिए जोरदार तालियां एक बार फिर से हो जाएं, क्योंकि आज हमारे बीच वो यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए हैं और सुबह 5 बजे का वक्त हो रहा है, उन्होंने हमारे लिए समय निकाला। सर, पहले तो बहुत स्वागत है आपका और इस अभियान का आप हिस्सा बने उसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। चाहूंगी कि 2 शब्द आप कुछ कहें इस अभियान को लेकर।
गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। आज आप इतनी सुबह इतने लार्ज नंबर में आए हैं फॉर #It'sNotOkay। आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू सी सच लार्ज गैदरिंग। आप सभी को मालूम है कि जो हैरेसमेंट है वो पूरी दुनिया में एक यूनिवर्सल प्रॉब्लम है, हर एक जगह देखने को मिलती है। लेकिन धीरे धीरे इसके बारे में जो सोसाइटी में एक जागरूकता फैल रही है वो बहुत खुशी की बात है। और आप आज इतने लार्ज नंबर में यहाँ पर आए हैं इस हैरेसमेंट के खिलाफ एक अवेयरनेस फैलाने के लिए, ये दिल्ली पुलिस के लिए भी बहुत अच्छी बात है। मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से और अपनी तरफ से कि इट्स नॉट ओके टू बी साइलेंट। जहाँ भी कोई हैरेसमेंट का इंसिडेंट आपके साथ होता है, so it's not okay to be silent. So please break your silence. And also I would call upon any spectator जो भी जनरल पब्लिक है, उसके लिए भी ये कहूँगा मैं कि अगर उनके सामने कोई हैरेसमेंट वर्क प्लेस पर या पब्लिक प्लेस पर होती है तो इट्स नॉट ओके टू बी मूड स्पेक्टेटर। उनको भी चाहिए कि अपना इंटरवीन करें और जो भी विक्टिम है उसके सपोर्ट करें। इसी तरह से जो मेल पार्टनर्स हैं या मेल मेंबर्स हैं, उनके लिए भी मैं ये कहूँगा कि ये सिर्फ विमेन इशू नहीं है, इट इज़ ए सोसाइटल इशू। मैन एंड विमेन, गवर्नमेंट, सोसाइटी, NGO, मीडिया, everyone should come together to fight this problem. It's a very serious problem. It detriments the mobility of women and it impacts adversely the whole society. So it's our responsibility to join hands to fight this menace, to fight this problem, and together we can fight. And I'm sure if we can continue this kind of spirit against this harassment, against this evil, so time is not far that we'll be having a much better society. Women can progress as much as they want. There would be no impediment to their mobility. And all public spaces, it's our duty to reclaim. So whenever or wherever there is any such kind of complaint that harassment is taking place, so more and more women should come forward. All public places, metro, bus stations, markets, parks, they equally belong to men and women. So we need to reclaim all these spaces for both the genders. I wish you very good luck and all those who have come to participate here in such early morning. So I wish you that you complete your run in a very smooth way, and it's not okay. So once again I say, if you please call it out, it's not okay to witness any kind of harassment. Once again, I compliment the network for taking such an initiative. It's such a burning problem for society all across the world, and this initiative has been taken by Network 18 and Truecaller and Delhi Police. I wish you good luck and success in this campaign. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर आपका, और आपके काइंड वर्ड्स के लिए आपका बहुत शुक्रिया, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से आज सब लोग यहाँ पर एकत्रित हो गए हैं, क्योंकि उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ आवाज उठाने के लिए जो पुरुष हैं उनको भी महिलाओं का पूरा साथ देना है और महिलाओं को ऐसा प्रोत्साहित करना है कि इस उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ वो अपनी आवाज बुलंद करें। लेकिन धीरे धीरे हम लोग रन की भी यहाँ पर शुरुआत करेंगे, उससे पहले कई सारे लोग हमारे साथ जुड़ते जा रहे हैं, उन सभी का तहे दिल से बहुत शुक्रिया। लेकिन सीधे चलते हैं इस वक्त रिद्धिमा के पास। रिद्धिमा, ओवर टू यू।
Well, thanks a lot for that, Shivani. And yes, people are only minute. I have with me someone very special to talk about why this initiative needs to now become a conversation that only needs to increase from here on. I have with me host, presenter and runner Mandira Bedi. Mandira, thank you so much for joining us for this initiative. How are you feeling this morning?
Riddhima, this is a wonderful initiative. I'm very, very happy to be here, of course. And it's a long time coming. I'm glad that News 18 and Truecaller have come up with this initiative, because this is a conversation that needs to be had. And every woman at some stage in her life has experienced being harassed. And over the years, the ways of harassment has also taken new turns. I mean, there's harassment in person, there's harassment on the phone, and it's not okay. And of course, it's not just okay, we need to call it out.
Absolutely. And this has been a pan-India campaign that we started from the national capital. We took it to Hyderabad, then to Odisha, and back, to the national capital here. The idea is that today we're running to reclaim the physical spaces. How important is that for women to feel that there is a space that's safer for them?
Absolutely, so important. Women should feel free to be able to walk on the road. Women should feel free to take public transport. Women should feel free to go for a run in the morning without the fear of being harassed or the worry of being harassed. So it is very important to reclaim that space. And this is a first step in the right direction. A woman should be able to wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I feel like going for a run or going for a walk and not worry about, oh, what am I wearing? Am I going to be harassed? Should I cover up or should I? So I think reclaiming one's physical space is the first step. It's the most important step. I mean, everything else follows. A woman should be able to step out of a house and feel absolutely safe to take on the day.
You know, Mandira, while it's ideal for all of us to want to have that ecosystem, unfortunately, that really isn't the reality. As a runner, have you faced challenges? Have you faced harassment? And would you want to share an experience? Because that really is the first step to break the stigma around having conversations around harassment.
Well, not just about running or walking in the morning. Of course, I've experienced comments and who hasn't walked and been groped up, and who hasn't been physically touched and in crowded places. So that's there also. But I want to share an experience of I've had women, a lot of women have had stalkers who just land up and show up and stand outside their buildings. And so I've had a case like that. I have a person over here in Delhi who shows up in public events that I've come for. And if I see him today here, I'd be like, he should be like put behind bars. So we've all, it doesn't matter whether you're in the public eye or whether every woman has had experiences like this, and it's very, very important. And I've called it out. I've called him out as well. So it's very important to actually take steps and do something about it. And not live in fear. So take that step, call him out, and take action.
As Mandira was rightly pointing out, today there are a lot of portals that are available for women, for girls, helpline numbers like 118, or if you log on to itsnotok.in, that ecosystem is there for you. But Mandira, I also want to understand today it's not just about women running to reclaim their physical spaces, it's the men who are joining in as well, and that is another conversation that we really need to have for women, not just to have a sense of sisterhood, but also to have a sense of security and ecosystem with the men themselves.
For something like this to be a change, for there to be a change that will actually be affected, there have to be men involved. There have to be men on our side. Yeah. So this conversation cannot just be about women. It's got to be about men, and there've got to be men to support us in a campaign like this. So it's wonderful. There are so many runners, men and women, who are out here today to say it's not okay, to say it's time to call it out. And no campaign like this can be successful without the support of men. I mean, we are, as sisters, can have this conversation and do the best that we can, but we need the support of men in a campaign like this.
Well, absolutely. There's another aspect, Mandira, that I want to touch with you, which is, as a mother, how important do you think is to have these conversations at such a younger age, to one, tell children what is a good touch, what is a bad touch, to have that conversation and not see it as a stigma?
Well, things have changed over the years. These kind of conversations were not had. My mother never had that conversation with me, but things have changed now, and the world it could be a scary place. I do not like to tell my children the world is a scary place, but it could be a scary place. So right from a really young age, be it my son or now my daughter, this conversation, what is a good touch? Who do you speak to? Be wary of strangers. Report it out if any adult is, behaving in an odd manner with you. So these conversations start at the age of 4 and 5, when a child can understand anything. So it is a scary world out there, and one has to, as a parent, take those steps and have those conversations. Conversations you didn't have with our parents. The world is different now, and we've got to have these conversations with our children, and from the time that they can understand, this.
Absolutely. So as Mandira said, do realize there are ecosystems with you. There are support systems with you. You need to call it out. It's not okay. You need to reclaim your physical spaces. We're slipping into a very short break. We're coming back with lots more.
It's not okay to ignore, tolerate, and suffer harassment silently. It's time to come together to take a stand against it by calling it out. When you speak up, they will stop. Join the fight against harassment. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
Stalked, blocked, deleted. How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why it is not okay to stay on silent mode anymore. It's time to report harassment and call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to...
Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. We continue to come to you on this rainy morning from the national capital. This is the News 18 Network and Truecaller's initiative. Call it out because it's not okay. This is a fight against harassment. This is a fight to send out a message that women will not be silent anymore. Today, what you're seeing around me are women and men running to reclaim physical spaces. This is a run to empower her. As I said, the message that we're sending out is one, there is an ecosystem for women to call it out and to call out their harassers. Two, there are helpline portals for women to reach out. Helpline portals like 112 is a helpline number. You can also log on to itsnotok.in. This is an initiative that News 18 Network and Truecaller started here in the national capital a few months ago. The idea was to take these conversations pan-India. We moved from the national capital to Hyderabad. We then moved to Odisha. The idea was also to bring in conversations from a lot of these B-towns where possibly girls and women still don't feel comfortable in calling out their harassment stories. We're back now in the national capital, running today on a rainy morning, and the message that we're sending out is that women will call it out. Women will run to reclaim their physical spaces. We've been privileged, we've been honored to have the support not just of the government but here with the Delhi police as well. We've had the backing of the law enforcers and the security enforcers helping us, saying that you run and we will have your back. As we pointed out, these conversations are just a big from our side. What we need from you is support and an assurance that you will join us in this initiative. Tomorrow, if you face harassment, you will call it out because it's not okay to be silent anymore. The other aspect that we continue to send out a message is that it's not just for women to be joining us in this conversation, but men as well. As I said, the energy here is palpable. Let my colleague Shivani give you a sense of what's really taking place on the ground.
और बहुत-बहुत थैंक यू इस मुहिम के साथ हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। तमाम लोग आज आपको यहाँ पर सुनने के लिए खड़े हैं और कई दर्शक भी हमारा बेसब्री से यहाँ पर इंतजार कर रहे हैं, आपको सुनना चाहते हैं इस अभियान को लेकर। सबसे पहला सवाल यही कि क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
फर्स्टली मैं बोलना चाहूँगी कि कंग्रेचुलेशंस कि बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोग्राम आपने ऑर्गेनाइज किया है, वो भी इतना बड़ा एंड बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट मुद्दे पे जिसको रेज़ करने की ज़रूरत बहुत ज़्यादा है आजकल के ज़माने में, बीट हरासमेंट इन पब्लिक प्लेस हो, बीट हरासमेंट ओवर द साइबर वर्ल्ड हो, तो ये चीज़ें जो है बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है। एक महिला को एम्पावर जो करना है तो उनको किसी भी तरह की हरासमेंट से दूर रखना है और तभी वो आगे बढ़ पाएगी और अपने जो भी काम है वो ठीक ठाक से कर पाएगी। तो इसीलिए दिस इज़ अ वेरी वेरी वैलिड एंड वेरी रेलेवेंट मुद्दा आजकल के ज़माने में, स्पेशली व्हेन द वुमेन आर गोइंग आउट एंड एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन एवरी फील्ड। तो इस वजह से this campaign of yours is very important, and I can see the energy and the action in the morning, and it's very good to be here.
बिल्कुल, सुबह सुबह इतना उत्साह कहीं भी देखने को मिलेगा, क्योंकि आज यहाँ पर सारे लोग एकत्रित हो गए हैं और मैं चाहूंगी कि तालियां जरूर बजनी चाहिए। लेकिन मैम, क्योंकि हम लोग 75 वर्ष हमारी आज़ादी को हो चुके हैं और अमृत महोत्सव हम मना रहे हैं, ऐसे में #It'sNotOK को समझना उन महिलाओं के लिए जो अपनी आवाज़ बुलंद नहीं कर पाती हैं कितना ज़रूरी है, और कैसे वो अपनी आवाज़ को बुलंद करे बिना डरे, बेझिझक, क्योंकि आप खुद एक महिला हैं।
महिला को बहुत पहले से ही, मतलब हमारे पुरखों के टाइम से ही बोलने का अधिकार ज़्यादा नहीं था। वो अगर कहीं भी बोलना चाहती है तो उनको दबा दिया जाता था, एंड उसको कभी बोलने का मौका ही नहीं मिलता था, कोई एवेन्यू ही नहीं होता था कि वो खुल के अपनी बात आगे बताए या उनको हाईलाइट करे और अपना जो भी प्रॉब्लम है किसी के साथ शेयर करे या उसका रिड्रेसल कर पाए। तो उस ज़माने से लेके अब तक काफ़ी बदलाव आया है, और जो बदलाव है आगे और भी ज़्यादा आना है, और इस तरह के कैंपेन ही दिखाता है कि महिला को एक बुलंद आवाज़ के साथ आगे आना है, आगे बढ़ना है, और अपने जो भी कमज़ोरी है उसको ओवरकम करके उसको आगे जाना है। और ये इतना आसान काम नहीं है, और इस तरह के कैंपेन उनको एहसास दिलाता है कि उन लोगों को जो भी प्रॉब्लम है उनको बिना झिझक के सामने लाना है और उसका खुद ही हेल्प लेना है,
बिना डरे अपनी आवाज को बुलंद करना है। और उसमें पुरुषों की भागीदारी भी उतनी ही जरूरी है जितनी कि महिलाओं की, और उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ ये आवाज हमें बुलंद करनी ही होगी। तो #It'sNotOK और डीसीपी अमृता जी हमारे साथ यहाँ पर थी, उनका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया समय निकालने के लिए। मैम, बहुत शुक्रिया आपका।
थैंक यू सो मच।
Welcome back. I'm not sure if you can hear or see a lot, but let me just give you a sense of what's really happening. I'm just going to ask my video journalist to pan and show you what really is happening so that you can get a sense of the runners who are all excited, who are all geared up to join us in this run to empower her. This is essentially a run to reclaim the physical spaces. Now, as we pointed out, that this is a campaign that's been ongoing for Network 18 as part of this Call It Out Because It's Not Okay campaign. We've also used the medium of art to call out for social action and also to inspire women to take action. As we pointed out, we've taken the support of murals and art as well. Let's take a look at this inspiring story.
Using the medium of art to drive social change, News18 Network Truecaller and the Delhi Police have unveiled the Call It Out wall at the Civil Lines Police Station in New Delhi. The landmark piece of mural art aims to inspire women and young girls to take action against harassment and report it.
Our officers and the force is dedicated to provide security to the women. Today, this mural art which has been unveiled, and we feel proud to be associated with such initiative by the Truecaller and the Network 18.
A part of the Call It Out Because It's Not Okay campaign, the event saw eminent panelists discuss the topic catalyzing social action against harassment.
I would like to invite you to Delhi University. We'll give you the space, we'll give you all the infrastructure and every help. We want girls of our Delhi University to be aware, so that, because there's a lot of reporting which comes to me, and we have to give them confidence. So it would go a very long way if we organize such a program in Delhi University.
Let's stand united against harassment and become the change we want to see in the world. Call it out because it's not okay.
ये बच्चे कराते हैं।
All ready. 3, 2, 1. Here we are flagging off the call it out. It's not okay. The initiative continues. This is a run to empower her. As I said, we're all set for the flag off now. 3, 2, 1. And can we have the flag off, please?
Off has happened, and this is the moment of reckoning. The run will be underway, and we will begin with a moment of gratitude. A big thank you to all participants who've given this initiative their time, energy, and willingness. The sun this morning, the moon last night, both are testimony to the effort put in by our team. As they always say, there is no glory without a struggle story. So we have left no stone unturned to remind the women that if you are facing any sort of harassment, be it at workplace, bus, train, mall, stand tall. Make one call. It can be to the Delhi Police, who are a partner with us in the run. And this is going to be the big one, the marquee event. It's not okay. The first phase is going to be it's. Okay, then the second one's going to be not. So this big marquee race that you have onto your screen, ladies and gentlemen, will be finished with the final home stretch, the home run as we always call it. As you can see, you might be very familiar with what Delhi is, and that is where we started the race from, where you can see onto your map, right here at Nehru Park, and then we travel that destination across Delhi. We come to Janpath, we go back to Gandhi Smriti Museum right there, and then we take a turn as well. Final stretch, the home stretch is going to be it's not okay. When it comes down to okay, that's going to be our home run. And this is a brilliant initiative. The race will be on, is on. It has been flagged off. Once again, a big thank you for joining News 18 Network and Truecaller in this run to empower her. This is going to be the final stretch, is going to be when we come down to the home run, which will be okay. Good morning, everyone. And if these are live pictures that we are getting you. Nice to see people smiling. A smile can be very infectious. They're carrying some water as well with them, because you need to hydrate yourself every now and then. It becomes so very important. The feeling of a long run is primal and transcendent. Along with the wind in your hair comes the rumble in your belly. And nice, they're waving at the cameras as well. Nice spirit. So if you just joined our network, you joined at the right time. And nice happy faces in the morning. We're wanting our initiative to gain wings. Together we can pull a lot of strings, and we can really make a difference. We can see people right here. We are here to make it clear to the world that women are more determined than ever to reclaim physical spaces and their rightful place in society. We'll be getting all the 3 runs for you. One is going to be the 3-kilometer run. Then you'll get to see the 5-kilometer run, and also we will have the marquee race for you. And in between, you can just take a halt as well, he's there. And then second race that we spoke about, this is the 5-kilometer run. And mind you, it is not that you'll just have to take one big round. If you take that one big round, as you can see on your map, this is around the Chanakyapuri area, and you start from Nehru Park and you finish it at the Nehru Park. But if you want to extend it, and if you are determined, if you've got the stamina, and if you've got the energy, and if you've got the passion, which I'm sure so many others will have, then you can take one more round of that and you can make it 10 kilometers as well. That is it. And nice to see the spirit. Everyone's joined in. We've seen people from all age groups. We've seen kids. We've seen pro athletes, pro runners, and we've seen a lot of Bhangra moves in the morning as well. All that you see onto your screen, ladies and gentlemen, are live pictures that are coming for you. Hundreds of runners, including women and men, are running for the cause of women's empowerment, safety, and the fight against harassment. Through this run, through this campaign, through this movement, we will take strides towards empowering one another. Nice, happy. A smile has the power to confuse an approaching frown. So now, whenever you see a smile, if you don't see someone without a smile, actually, you can just gift your smile to that person. And to update you, with the Delhi Police as partner, we launched the campaign in the national capital on the occasion of International Women's Day. The V signal, yeah, V for victory, V for we, and that is the 3-kilometer map for you. Mind you, we're starting all the 3 runs, the marquee run, the 5-kilometer run, and also the one that you're watching onto your screen, the 3-kilometer run. This is where we start from, Nehru Park, and that is where we end. Again, as I spoke on the 5-kilometer run, if you want to extend it and you want to make it 6-kilometer or you want to make it 9-kilometer, you can do that. We're not stopping you. If you've got the energy, if you've got the passion, but that one big round makes it 3-kilometer. Live pictures onto your screen yet again, wearing the t-shirt and saying, no, it's not okay. After a journey spanning many months of visiting different states across India, interacting with women on the ground, deliberating upon comprehensive approaches with key stakeholders like the government, social organizations, the police, mental health experts, and other influencers, and impacting millions of people in India, we are here to celebrate women and their strong will to go out and conquer the world without the fear of being harassed. Every woman is a star. Every woman is a star and has the right to twinkle. And yes, we've heard the Special Commissioner of Police, Mr. Sagar Preet, in the morning. He was saying great things. We heard DCP Amruta, Riti Sahai was there as well. And my name is Padamjeet Sharawat. And good thing was in the morning, registration desk looked super busy. It's wonderful to see so many people turning up for a cause. You've got the support from Delhi Police. You can just pace it up your way. You can be in a group of friends. All that you need to do is, and we are right from the bottom and the core of our heart, we would like to say big thank you to all the participants. Anybody who in any which way, mind you, our team has not slept in the entire night because battles are not won in the battlefield but in the practice arena. And my heart goes out for our cameramen, our editors, our executive editors, our director, the sound operators, engineering, EVS. If I missed out on anyone, I'm so sorry. Putting out a big shout out. Call it out. It's not okay. What's okay is to put up a good show. What's okay is to participate in a run. When you run, you'll have fun. And as they always say, a healthy mind rests in a healthy body. And BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, is a protein in the brain that multiplies only on the condition that you exercise. So when you are exercising, it affects your brain. And what does it affect? How does it affect the map? Well, that is where you begin with. That is the big marquee race that we're talking about. It's the 3-kilometer first, and the 5-kilometer, and the one that you're watching on your screen at the moment is the big one. This is the first phase says it's, the second one will say not, and then the home stretch or the home run, as we always say when we talk about the 400 meter and the final 100 meters in any race, is the home run. So the home stretch will have okay, and then all of us are going to go up in jubilation for so many other reasons, that because we've put up a very, very good show right here. This is a brilliant initiative coming in from News 18 Network, and this is a good initiative by Truecaller as well. And that is what the journey is going to be. So we start from Nehru Park, then we travel a distance, and this is very picturesque also. It's like an artist who is just busy with a brush and painting a beautiful picture, and that is where we end. And that will be okay. And that is going to be fine. And then it's going to get illuminated. And then we're going to have big smiles on our faces. And then the energy is palpable. As you've heard from both Shivani and Ridhima in the morning, and we are watching the live pictures here. Delhi has participated in great numbers, and historic, meaningful and purposeful run is underway, flagged off by a Special Commissioner, Mr. Huda. Run to Empower Her has received great response and enthusiasm from participants. What better way to begin your morning than with a run that has value, a run that has purpose, a run that has young faces, people from all age groups and genders making their presence felt. गिरते हैं शह सवारी मैदान जंग में वो तिफल के आगे जो घुटनों के बल चले. You might not win it, but is winning all about it? No. What matters is great participation. What matters is when you look back, you'll say, oh, I was a part of It's Not Okay. I made that run. I had a lot of fun. I on the way through. When you run, you sweat. When you sweat releases stress. Sweat releases endorphins, which produce hormones which actually trigger happy vibes in the body. That's the reason we say looking fit is one thing, feeling fit is absolutely something on a different level altogether. If there's one thing that sweat helps, sweat is like oxygen to your brain. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, is a protein in the brain that multiplies only on the condition that you exercise and then you sweat regularly. We're seeing participation from all across, and nice. We're beating the rain actually. So yes, when you go on a road and you see a roadblock, you can see it from two different perspectives. You can see it as an opportunity to be enjoyed, or you can see it as an obstacle to be fought. Nice to see that. You're eating in between, and what it does is a mid-workout snack is not a bad idea at all. What you eat has to be full of energy and easy to digest. Rather than protein and healthy fats, your body needs fast-absorbing carbs. And these will spike insulin and send sugars rushing through your bloodstream to fuel the muscles that need them. We're talking about the 3 races, 3-kilometer run, the marquee big one, and then the 5-kilometer run. All the races, one common unique factor is we start from Nehru Park, and this is the 5-kilometer run. This is absolutely right around the area of Chanakyapuri. It's not a difficult route at all. It's a 5-kilometer run. Some athletes would say, why just the 5-kilometer run? I can run 10. Well, if you can run then, run 10. We are giving you the opportunity to just take it up one more level. Just raise the bar. Take it many notches higher. That will be the 5-kilometer finish right here from where it started. And then if you want to extend it, you can do it 10. You want to do it 15, you can do it 15 as well. We're not putting a time limit or a barrier to your spirits right here. And suddenly we see the arm speed is getting better, and that is what happens when you just start to approach the finish and the end. Other good thing about a run is when you start to approach your destination, is suddenly you start to feel very good about yourself. And the 3-kilometer, and that is it. This is the shortest one. But if some runners want to extend it to, say, 6-kilometer or 9, you can do that. That is where we start. We started on a grand note. A good beginning is always a very good thing. As they always say, well begun is half done. And that is 3-kilometer run for you. The initiative brought to you by News18 Network and Truecaller. It's called It's Not Okay. What's okay is it's okay to run. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to join us at 5 o'clock in the morning. If you just got up, hello and a big warm welcome. This 31st of July morning joins you with a little bit of drizzle, which we have fought very hard, and these athletes seem to be enjoying that in their run as well. और वो हमेशा कहते हैं मंजिल मिले न मिले मुकद्दर की बात है, पर आप कोशिश ना करो ये गलत बात है. And the effort is what it counts. The initiative is what that matters. Nice to see their kid. Oh my God, I love that long strides, and that arm speed is getting better, and he's going to take a lot of them as well. We will be heading into a very short breather. On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, the run and the fun is going to continue. Stay where you are.
We all need to come together to put up a fight against harassment. Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone. I would like to applaud Truecaller and Network 18 for their anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. Don't just block. Call it out and join the movement. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 and log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को यह अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore and don't just block, call it out.
Stalked, blocked, deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
Welcome back. The runners, as we just showed you a short while ago, the run was flagged off and the runners are actually creating a historic GPS map route which actually forms It's Not Okay. This is News 18 Network and Truecaller's campaign against harassment. Call it out because it's not okay. Over the last few months, as we've traveled across the country, many celebrities and politicians have also lent us their support. Let's take a look at actress Raveena Tandon lending her support to this initiative.
Stalked, blocked, deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके ये अभियान है ट्रू कॉलर और न्यूज़ 18 का, जिसमें हम प्रोत्साहित कर रहे हैं उन तमाम महिलाओं को जो उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ आवाज़ बुलंद नहीं कर पाती है। और साथ साथ अगर मैं बात करूं दिल्ली पुलिस की, तो दिल्ली पुलिस भी इसमें हमारी सहभागी है, हमारी भागीदार बन चुकी है। और इस वक्त मेरे साथ दिल्ली स्पेशल सीपी सागरप्रीत हुड्डा जी है। सबसे पहले तो सर आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है और थैंक यू सो मच कि इस अभियान के साथ आप हमारे साथ जुड़े। और सबसे पहला सवाल मेरा यही है कि आज़ादी के 75 साल बीत चुके हैं, लेकिन आज भी जो महिलाएं अपनी आवाज़ बुलंद नहीं करती हैं, किस तरीके से आप चाहेंगे कि उनको प्रोत्साहन मिले और साथ साथ दिल्ली पुलिस का कितना बड़ा योगदान और रोल इसमें होने वाला है?
देखिए, जो विमेन हैरेसमेंट का इशू है वो दिल्ली पुलिस के लिए एक सीरियस इशू है और दिल्ली पुलिस बहुत से प्रोग्राम्स इस प्रॉब्लम के अगेंस्ट चलाती है और हमारे बहुत से रिसोर्सेज हैं। कोई भी विमेन अगर किसी तरह की हैरेसमेंट फील करती है तो वो 112 पर कॉल कर सकती है या 181 पर कॉल कर सकती है। इसके अलावा मार्केट प्लेसेस पर दिल्ली पुलिस ने पिंक बूथ्स इस्टेब्लिश किए हैं जहां पर विमेन पुलिस की डिप्लॉयमेंट रहती है। जो बिजी मार्केट्स हैं वहाँ पर वो विमेन जो हैरेसमेंट की कोई विक्टिम होती है तो पिंक बूथ को रिपोर्ट कर सकती हैं। इसके अलावा दिल्ली पुलिस में बहुत से रिसोर्सेज हैं जिनके माध्यम से कोई भी विमेन जो हैरेसमेंट की विक्टिम है वो हमें अप्रोच कर सकती है और हम उसका समाधान करेंगे। आज की जो रन है ये हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके के ऊपर जो रन ऑर्गेनाइज किया गया है, जिसमें नेटवर्क 18 और ट्रू कॉलर और दिल्ली पुलिस का ये रन है। इससे पब्लिक में अवेयरनेस होगी और दिल्ली पुलिस अलाइव है इस प्रॉब्लम को लेकर और हम बहुत ही अच्छे से इस प्रॉब्लम को टैकल करने के लिए अपने रिसोर्सेज पब्लिक के सामने रखते हैं और हमारा प्रयास जारी रहेगा।
बिल्कुल, और इस प्रयास के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर। लेकिन आप पुरुष की सहभागिता इस पूरे अभियान को लेकर कैसे देखते हैं?
देखिए, विमेन हैरेसमेंट का इशू है वो विमेन अलोन की प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये पूरी सोसाइटी की प्रॉब्लम है, ये मैन और विमेन दोनों की प्रॉब्लम है। हम सबको मिलकर इस प्रॉब्लम से लड़ना है और जैसे जैसे आप देख रहे हैं कि धीरे धीरे हमारे देश में बहुत से लॉ बन गए हैं और पुलिस के पास बहुत से संसाधन हैं इस प्रॉब्लम को टैकल करने के लिए, तो पूरी सोसाइटी को मिलकर इस प्रॉब्लम को टैकल करना है। ये सिर्फ विमेन की प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
बिल्कुल, यानी सबको एकजुट होकर इसमें सहभागी बनना है, चाहे वो फिर पुरुष हो या फिर महिला, और कोशिश करनी है कि इन तमाम महिलाओं को प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए, उनको जागरूक करने के लिए जो उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ आवाज नहीं उठा पाती हैं। और साथ साथ सर, उन महिलाओं को आप क्या कहेंगे जो उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ उसको एक डर समझती हैं और कुछ कह नहीं पाती, उनको क्या संदेश आपका और आपकी दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से रहेगा?
दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से ये संदेश है, #It's not okay to be silent। कोई भी अगर विमेन हैरेसमेंट का इशू होता है या कोई भी लड़की या विमेन के साथ कोई हैरेसमेंट करता है, तो उस विमेन को चाहिए कि वो साइलेंस को ब्रेक करे और पुलिस स्टेशन को रिपोर्ट करे या 112 को कॉल करे या 181 पे कॉल करे, या हमारे बहुत से रिसोर्सेज है जिनको वो अप्रोच कर सकती है। और दिल्ली पुलिस पूरी तरह से ऐसी महिलाओं के साथ है जो ये सोचती हैं कि अगर हम इस की कोई कंप्लेंट करेंगी तो हमारी सुनवाई नहीं होगी, या कुछ महिलाएं ये समझती हैं कि उनकी बदनामी होगी। तो दोनों तरह से हम पूरी तरह से उनको सपोर्ट करते हैं, काउंसलिंग करते हैं और लीगल सपोर्ट करते हैं और पुलिस एक्शन भी लेते हैं।
जी, यानी पूरा सहयोग रहेगा यहाँ पर दिल्ली पुलिस का। और आज दिल्ली पुलिस हमारे साथ मौजूद भी है, उनकी जो महिला बटालियन है वो हमारे साथ मौजूद है। सर सागरप्रीत सर हमारे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद हैं। और साथ साथ सर, ये समझना कितना जरूरी है, क्योंकि आज हमने एक नारा दिया है, #It's not okay, महिलाओं को उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए, ताकि वो अपनी आवाज बुलंद करें। तो ये समझना कितना जरूरी है महिलाओं के लिए कि #It's not okay, क्योंकि समय बहुत आगे निकल चुका है।
देखिए, ये बहुत जरूरी है। #It's not okay एक ऐसा स्लोगन है जो हम सबको प्रेरणा देता है कि अगर हमारे साथ कोई हैरेसमेंट होती है तो इसको एक्सेप्ट करना और इग्नोर करना, साइलेंट रहना, इट्स नॉट ओके। वी हैव टू कम आउट, वी हैव टू कॉल इट आउट, वी हैव टू गिव कंप्लेंट, वी हैव टू मेक इट एन इशू। इसी तरह से जो पब्लिक है, पब्लिक के लिए भी #It's not okay अगर उनके सामने कोई हैरेसमेंट करता है किसी लड़की के साथ, तो इट्स नॉट ओके टू बी साइलेंट, उनको भी इंटरवीन करना चाहिए। इसी तरह से जो पूरा सोसाइटी के दूसरे रिस्पॉन्सिबल लोग हैं, या गवर्नमेंट है या पुलिस एजेंसी है या दूसरी सरकारी एजेंसीज हैं, सभी इसमें अपना कंट्रीब्यूट करें। एंड इट्स नॉट ओके टू बी इग्नोरेंट अबाउट दिस प्रॉब्लम, इट्स नॉट ओके टू बी साइलेंट ऑन दिस इशू।
बिल्कुल सर, और जिस तरीके से आपने अपने शब्दों से इस पूरी जर्नी को निखार दिया है, थैंक यू सो मच। और अपने योगदान के लिए दिल्ली पुलिस का जो योगदान रहेगा, क्योंकि जैसा कि सर ने कहा कि सबको अपनी जिम्मेदारी यहाँ पर समझनी है, समाज के प्रति हर किसी की जिम्मेदारी है। हम भी अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभा रहे हैं, दिल्ली पुलिस अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभा रही है, और साथ साथ जनता को भी, हर चाहे पुरुष हो या फिर नारी, सबको अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभाना यहाँ पर बहुत जरूरी है।
Kilometer run, 5-kilometer run, and then of course the big marquee run, and creating a historic GPS map art as they take strides along a route that forms the shape of It's Not Okay, and we are right there. And this is what the marquee event is going to be, and we've been highlighting, we've been underlining the fact and highlighting the point. This is where it all started from, Nehru Park, right? And the first phase, which is It's, and I think we've just seen the completion of that one there. And then it's going to be, after that it's going to be Not, and then the final phase, as we call it, the home stretch, as well as we approach this big marquee race. Besides the fact that 2 other races are also happening simultaneously, 3-kilometer run, add to that the 5-kilometer run, add to that the passion, the enthusiasm, the energy, the willingness to make a change. And this map really looks very picturesque, and I highlighted the point a short while back earlier. It's like a painter is actually, is sketching a beautiful little picture there. So it's the first phase about It's, the second one is about Not, and then finally when we get closer to our final destination and we actually get back to where we started from, which is Nehru Park in Delhi. Brilliant initiative, this from News18 Network and Truecaller. And back to the runners right here. And we are all set. We'll be heading into a very short breather. You catch your coffee or whatever, and we'll be seeing you on the other side with more action.
We all need to come together to put up a fight against harassment, ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone. I would like to applaud Truecaller and Network 18 for their anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. Don't just block. Call it out and join the movement. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 and log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को यह अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास वुमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास वुमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out.
Stalked? Blocked? Deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
Welcome back, and you're watching the Run to Empower Her, where we have pro runners who are creating a historic GPS map art as they take strides along a route that forms the shape of it. Earlier on, it was the Special Commissioner talking, and he was actually very upfront, and he underlined the fact in a very powerful message at the start. And we have a galaxy of stars right here, mind you. Delhi Police is a major part of this initiative. Then it was actress, fashion designer, you call her a sports broadcaster. She runs a lot. She's a role model. We had Mandira Bedi right there with us, and she also underlined the fact. And then, of course, how can we stay away from the Bhangra grooves and the moves? And yes, we have a brilliant looking stage here. And then what is a stage without great participants? And we have great energy, great passion. And Delhi has really turned up in great number, and we really owe you a big one, all the participants right here in the Run to Empower Her, where we are saying, call it out, it's not okay. What's okay is, it's okay to dance, it's okay to be a good participant, it's okay to have smiles, and whether you get those moves right or not, it's fine. But then we had DCP Amruta also. We're just doing a recap of the first hour today. We've had a brilliant run right from the start, and it has been a job very well done by everyone. And then you also have some moments for the camera, and then it was flagged off by the Special Commissioner of Police, Mr. Huda. And since then, we've seen a lot of great energy, participation. We've seen they've timed their race very well. And then these are gentle strides that they're taking towards finishing the 3 different runs, which is the first one's 3-kilometer run, then the 5-kilometer run. And then we also have something, the marquee race that we're calling it, and that is, it's not okay. Over the past few months, many actors have lent their support to our campaign, and we're really indebted to that. And whosoever has contributed in their very special way, because the message here is loud and clear. Call it out. If you see any harassment in workplace, on the road, in the train, in the mall, stand tall and say, I'm going to build a wall around me, and the message is going to be loud and clear, and it is going to be, say, it's not okay. And at the moment, I'll be tossing it to my colleague Ridhima, who is right there, and who's been right there since morning doing a fabulous job. Over to you, Ridhima.
Welcome back. So many runners have already started now coming back, especially the one who went for the 3K run. I have with me two of them. How was the run this rainy morning?
Oh, it was good. We had some injuries, so that's why we ran just the 3K, but still it was good. Good for the cause.
How was the run for you?
Good, good. I mean, I'm running after a really long time because I was injured, but yeah, no better day to start. I mean, this is a great cause, so I'm happy I could do a 3K today.
Are you guys usual runners? Do you do this a lot?
Yes. We did a marathon, we did 5K, 10K. It's like a normal thing for us.
But how important was it to be running for a cause this time around when we're trying to, fight harassment, for women to ensure that, they can reclaim physical spaces? It's safer for them when they go out. How important is it for a woman, for you as a runner and as a woman?
I think this is something we don't think about on a daily basis, because as a woman you tend to ignore so much, and when it comes on the forefront you're like, yeah, I think it's really important. And I'm so glad that we could run for a cause like this, because we tend to take a lot of things for granted. So I think it's important to sort of remind ourselves as a society at large to fight for something like this. It's worth it totally.
But have you faced harassment? And unfortunately it's a reality that all of us have to face with day-to-day basis. But have you faced harassment in public places, and how have you tackled it?
Well, name calling is very common, and like I said, we tend to ignore that. Now, if I'm running a 10K and there are people, saying certain things, you tend to ignore and focus on your run. But having said that, I'm not saying it should be normalized, but so I think from that point of view, I think it's great that, so many of us have gotten together and talking about this and running for the same cause. So
as I said, it's not just about women running today, but the support of men as well. For women want to feel that these conversations can be had, and more importantly, that there is a safer space for them. How important do you think is the support and the initiative of men to join women in this cause as well?
With this cause, the men plays an important role. They could be harasser, but they could be a person who can pinpoint the harasser. Yeah. So once you pinpoint it, he gets, whatever he is doing, so he gets back. He won't do it. Yeah.
I want to understand from you, a lot of young women, girls today are not very sure whether I should go out and run, can I wear the right gear that I can wear or not? What is your message to those runners and those women today?
I think firstly, as a woman, you should be absolutely confident and feel free to wear whatever, because it's got nothing to do with what we wear. I understand one has to be appropriately dressed, and as far as running is concerned, this is absolutely fine. Having said that, yet a lot of women feel uncomfortable to wear a pair of running shorts at 5 in the morning, which is really unfortunate considering how hot and humid it is. But yeah, I think one has to be careful. At the same time, I think gather the courage and wear the appropriate outfit and do what you need to do, because that also gives a statement, that I'm not gonna sort of start changing my wardrobe just because there are few men on the street who don't know how to behave. So
I think that's a lovely message. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the morning. As we said, it's lovely to hear people turn out in huge numbers and have these conversations. As we've said to you before, over the past few months, we've been privileged to have the support of the government and a lot of ministers as well. Let's hear from what Union Minister Smriti Irani had to say about this initiative.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को ये अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
We all need to come together to put up a fight against harassment. Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone. I would like to applaud Truecaller and Network 18 for their anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. Don't just block. Call it out and join the movement. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 and log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को यह अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out.
Stalked, blocked, deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
तो ट्रू कॉलर और न्यूज 18 की मुहिम है हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके, जिसका आप हिस्सा इस वक्त बन चुके हैं क्योंकि आप हमारे दर्शक हैं और लगातार आप हमको देख रहे हैं। लेकिन मंच पर एक खास शख्सियत मेरे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद है। मंदिरा मैम मेरे साथ मौजूद है। मंदिरा बेदी, नाम आपने सुना ही होगा, मुझे इंट्रोडक्शन देने की भी जरूरत नहीं है। टीवी एक्ट्रेस है और बहुत अच्छी न्यूज माफ कीजिएगा प्रेजेंटर है, एंकर बहुत अच्छी है। तो इसी के साथ साथ अब शुरुआत करते हैं क्योंकि सवालों का सिलसिला यहाँ से शुरू हो जाता है। और कई लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि मैम को इतना पसीना क्यों आ रहा है। आपको बता दूं कि मैम ने अभी दौड़ लगाई है यहाँ पर, क्योंकि हम तमाम रनर्स एक साथ इकट्ठा हुए हैं ताकि महिलाएं जो है वो उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ अपनी आवाज बुलंद कर सकें। और इसी का हिस्सा है यहाँ पर मंदिरा मैम। तो मंदिरा मैम का सबसे पहले तो हम जोरदार स्वागत यहाँ पर करते हैं, जोरदार तालियों की गूंज यहाँ पर सुनाई देनी चाहिए। तो मैम, आप क्योंकि ऐसे मौकों पर हर बार देखी जाती हैं और लगातार विमेन एम्पावरमेंट को आप प्रोत्साहित करती रहती हैं, आज यहाँ पर आप आई हैं, हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके हमारी ये लाइन है, टैग लाइन है, आज इस मौके पर क्या कहना चाहेंगी आप?
सबसे पहले मैं जो भी पुलिस यहाँ आई है उनका मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ। जोरदार तालियां हो जाए
पुलिस के लिए जो यहाँ इस इवेंट को सपोर्ट कर रही हैं, और मैंने सुना है कि पूरी विमेंस पुलिस फोर्स यहाँ पे है जो दिल्ली की हैं. सो थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस. आपके सपोर्ट के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. यहाँ आकर बहुत मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है. ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण कैंपेन है. हम महिलाएं जो यहाँ पे हैं, हम में से हर महिला लगभग ने ऐसा फेस किया होगा some kind of harassment, be it physical harassment या on the phone. तो हम ये हमारी आदत है कि हम चुपचाप सह लेते हैं, बोलते नहीं हो जाएगा, ठीक हो जाएगा, but it's not okay. The fact is it's not okay. और बहुत ज़रूरी है कि we have to call out people who harass us, and this is a beautiful campaign. ये बहुत ही बढ़िया campaign है और it's a long time coming. आज दिल्ली में इतने सारे लोग इकट्ठा हुए हैं, बहुत सारी महिलाएं दौड़ रही हैं और बहुत सारे मर्द भी दौड़ रहे हैं, क्योंकि इस कैंपेन को हम अकेले फुलफिल नहीं कर सकते. मर्दों का सपोर्ट बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड great being here, wonderful campaign, and मैं आशा करती हूँ कि ये कैंपेन हर साल जारी रहे.
मैम पूरी कोशिश रहेगी, और आप अगर आएंगी तो हम लोग डेफिनेटली हर साल करने वाले हैं, क्योंकि आपकी बहुत अच्छी फैन फॉलोइंग और तमाम आपके जो फॉलोअर्स यहाँ पर इस वक्त मौजूद भी हैं. आपने यहाँ पर पुरुषों का जिक्र किया, मर्दों का जिक्र किया. कितना जरूरी है मर्दों का, पुरुषों का इस हरासमेंट को लेकर सहभागी होना, ताकि महिलाएं अपनी आवाज बुलंद कर सकें.
देखिए, सिस्टरहुड तो है, हम सब आवाज उठाना चाहते हैं. वी वांट टू कॉल इट आउट, वी वांट टू कॉल आउट हरासमेंट, पर पुरुषों के सपोर्ट के बगैर इस कैंपेन को हम सक्सेसफुल कैसे बना सकते हैं? इट हैज़ टू बी अ जॉइंट एफर्ट. तो यहाँ पे जो पुरुष हैं, यहाँ पे जो महिलाएं हैं, जो अपनी आवाज़ उठा रहे हैं, थैंक यू, बिकॉज दिस इज़ like I said, a very important campaign. और मर्दों और पुरुषों के सपोर्ट के बगैर ये कैंपेन हो ही नहीं सकता.
बिल्कुल, उनके सपोर्ट के बिना नहीं हो सकता. इस बात का अब अप्रूवल मंदिरा मैम की ओर से भी मिल गया है. यहाँ पर तमाम बहुत सारे जो पुरुष हैं वो पूरा सहभागिता दे रहे हैं महिलाओं को लेकर, और महिलाएं तो खासतौर पर बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा ले ही रही हैं. और मंदिरा मैम भी आई हुई. थैंक यू मैम अपना समय निकालने के लिए और अपने काइंड वर्ड्स के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. लेकिन अब इस वक्त सीधे चलते हैं रिद्धिमा के पास, क्योंकि तमाम सारे लोग हमारे साथ धीरे धीरे जुड़ रहे हैं.
While runners continue to come back and continue to lend their support for this initiative, I have with me somebody who has been very instrumental as far as any initiative from the Truecaller team. I have with me Pragya, who is the director at Public Affairs Truecaller. Pragya, firstly, you ran the 3K. How was that experience?
Incredible. I think the energy of all the people who've come to run at 5:30 a.m. is just outstanding, and also join the movement around fighting against harassment. Of course, the campaign that we've been running for 6 months, but just so good to see, we have a 4-year-old who you just interacted with, and then we also have 65, 70-year-olds running with us. To see the width of engagement and participation is just extremely heartening.
Pragya, this has been a pan-India campaign for the last few months. Started here in the national capital, went to Hyderabad, to smaller towns in Odisha as well, came back to the national capital. When you have men and women today coming out despite the rain and the weather conditions, how important does this run, or the larger message that you're trying to send out, that you need to reclaim the physical spaces, you need to make the ecosystem safer?
Oh, you bring up a really important point, and at Truecaller we take digital safety and communication, making communication safer extremely seriously, right? And I think while we continue to do that in digital spaces through our app, where you can block a call that you don't want to receive, or if somebody is harassing you, or you have an unknown scam call coming your way, we give you a lot more context around who's calling you, and you can then take a much more considered decision. But it's not just enough to do that in digital spaces, which is why we want to translate it and bring it into the real world, because ultimately harassment is also a societal issue. It's just not in digital spaces. It's getting amplified there, because now many more of our conversations are moving digital. But we wanted to do something like this event, which really makes it real even for us, where we see banners, we see people wearing the "It's Not Okay" hashtag and actually joining the movement, because ultimately it has to be a collaborative effort. We have the Delhi Police. We're doing our bit as a technology platform. We have Network 18, which is doing your bit in amplifying the message. But until people don't believe that this is an issue that they need to take seriously, stand up against it all together, and also support each other. It's never going to be something that we'll be able to minimize in society in the long term.
Absolutely. As Pragya has rightly pointed out, this is just the beginning as far as this conversation from our side is concerned. Do join us in this initiative. My colleague Shivani is also joining you from the other side to get you some more voices.
न्यूज़ 18 और ट्रू कॉलर की मुहिम है #It'sNotOK, क्योंकि महिला उत्पीड़न जिस तरीके से लगातार महिलाओं का होता आया है उसके खिलाफ वो आवाज कई बार बुलंद नहीं कर पाती हैं, एक हिचक उनके मन में रह जाती है। लेकिन आज उसी हिचक को दूर करने के लिए, उनको प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए, उनको जागरूक करने के लिए ये अभियान, ये मुहिम हमारी ओर से चलाई गई है, जिसका जो कि टैगलाइन है #It'sNotOK। और अब उनको अपनी आवाज बुलंद करनी ही होगी। और इसी के साथ साथ अगर मैं जिक्र करूं, यहाँ पर हमने एक खास दौड़ भी करवाई है और ये तमाम जो गेस्ट रनर्स हैं वो हमारे साथ हैं। हमारे कई रनर्स और हैं जिन्होंने पूरा अपना योगदान दिया है इस दौड़ में, और महिलाओं को किस तरीके से प्रोत्साहित करना चाहिए उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ, उसके लिए एक मिसाल उन्होंने पेश की है। तो उनको यहाँ पर फेलिसिटेट किया जाएगा। इस वक्त मेरे साथ डीसीपी अमृता जी यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, स्पेशल सीपी सर मेरे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद हैं, और मंदिरा बेदी मेरे साथ मौजूद है, और खास तौर पर मेरी पूरी टीम है CNN से, मानिया शकील मेरे साथ इस वक्त यहाँ पर मौजूद है। तो हम शुरुआत करते हैं इस फेलिसिटेशन सेरेमनी की। जो रनर्स हैं उनको हम यहाँ पर मेडल्स देना चाहेंगे और हमारे तमाम गेस्ट उनको मेडल्स देंगे।
Okay, for all those who are here, हम लोग इस कैंपेन का थोड़ा recap करेंगे, where it all began and how this is the culmination, which is almost like reclaiming spaces. महिलाएं बाहर निकले और harassment के खिलाफ आवाज उठाएं. That was the intent behind this entire campaign, and the idea was that we'll be taking this campaign to B towns of India, not just Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, where women know about Truecaller app, they know about the entire legal recourse that they can take, but जो छोटे शहर की महिलाएं हैं, छोटे शहर की जो लड़कियां हैं, वहाँ पे स्टिग्मा अटैच्ड होता है हैरेसमेंट से। एक तो आप हैरेस हो रही हैं, उसके अलावा एक हिचक रहती है कि मैं जाकर पुलिस को बोलूं, मैं अपने परिवार को बोलूं, शायद वो लोग मेरा सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, सवाल मुझसे ही उठेगा। मंदिरा, ये एक बहुत बड़ा मसला है, क्योंकि जब हम ये कैंपेन लेके भुवनेश्वर गए, we took this campaign to Hyderabad, we heard a lot of stories of young girls come out and talk about it. Particularly in Bhubaneswar, I was really moved by this particular story of this girl who said that in my neighborhood, I know of a girl who is being constantly harassed within her family. And she went and told her mother, and the mother did not come out and support her. So इस तरह की जो anecdotal evidence है हम लोगों के पास, वो शायद बहुत ज़रूरी है। And how important do you think it is for family to support when it is about harassment? Harassment के खिलाफ परिवार को साथ में आना पड़ेगा।
परिवार को साथ में आना बहुत ज़रूरी है, और जो विक्टिम है उसको हौसला देना कि अपनी कंप्लेंट पुलिस के सामने रखे, ताकि जो कल्प्रिट है उसको हम पकड़ सकें और उसके खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई कर सकें। लेकिन एक समस्या हमारे समाज में ये भी है कि जो महिलाएं हैं वो डोमेस्टिक स्पेस में भी सेफ नहीं होती हैं, तो वो ये एक बहुत ही डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन होती है। उस सूरत में भी जो हमारा 112 है या 181 है या इसके अलावा हमारी हेल्पलाइन है, जहाँ पर कोई इमीडिएट इमरजेंसी है वहाँ कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, या इवन कोई काउंसलिंग चाहिए उसके लिए, तो वो हमारी हेल्पलाइन पर 181 पर अप्रोच कर सकते हैं।
Thank you so much for that message, sir. And इसीलिए, as we keep saying, that this is a fight which is almost like a revolution. The revolution must begin. And इसीलिए हम लोग सब यहाँ पर इकट्ठा हैं, क्योंकि मैसेज ये देना है कि इस लड़ाई में men are your allies, but एक परिवार में अगर कोई बुजुर्ग महिला है उसको भी सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा। मंदिरा, again that message that we keep on talking about, that this is a joint fight, a long fight, but a fight which must be fought.
Absolutely. I mean, I was just saying before you came on stage, out of all the women who are here, at any given point of time, sometime in their lives, they have to have been harassed. That has to have happened to them. And, you know, a lot of people, older people in the family say, "Nahi, nahi, rehne do, हो जाएगा ठीक। लोगों की आदत यह है कि हम सह लेंगे, ठीक हो जाएगा, but the important thing, it is important to speak out. It is important to call out people like this. These kind of people should be taken to task. I will give you my example as well. There's a person, in fact, in Delhi who used to stalk me, and it started all the way in 2004, and it took me so many years to take action. Every time I came to a public event, I'd see him standing, lurking in the corner, and I said, ठीक है. But he used to somehow find out कि मैं कहाँ आ रही हूँ. And it took me almost, and he used to leave me these long voice messages telling me what I should wear, how I should behave. Those were the days के voicemail हुआ करता था. But I got so tired of it. I got so fed up. I called him out. He got arrested. And for a while it stopped. And for a while it stopped, but it started again. The method started different. Then he used to send me text messages. So over the years, harassment has also changed. There used to be physical harassment. Then there's harassment through technology. But the important thing is, yes, to call it out. And it's very, very important. अगर हमारे परिवार में support नहीं होगा, तो हम में वो हिम्मत नहीं होगी to call out,
So
matters
it's not
like this.
just okay to report. It is okay only when you say it's not okay and then report about it, not just block. Please go ahead.
जी बिल्कुल, और यहाँ पर हम फेलिसिटेशन सेरेमनी अब शुरू करेंगे क्योंकि हमारे रनर्स यहाँ पर बेसब्री से इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि उनको मेडल सब मिल जाए। और थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू मैम अपने काइंड वर्ड्स के लिए यहाँ पर। तो हम लोग शुरुआत करते हैं। रनर्स यहाँ पर इस वक्त हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। आप मंच पर वो आएंगे और धीरे धीरे एक एक करके उन सभी को मेडल्स यहाँ पर दिए जाएंगे। इन्होंने लंबी दौड़ पूरी की है और जिस तरीके से महिला उत्पीड़न होता आया है उसके खिलाफ आवाज बुलंद करने के लिए हर कोई एकजुट हो, चाहे महिला हो या फिर पुरुष। उसके लिए ये दौड़ आज के दिन बेहद जरूरी थी। सुबह 5 बजे से ही ये तमाम लोग यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और एक उत्साह, एक जोश सुबह 5 बजे से इनके भीतर देखने को मिल रहा है। और मंच पर भी जैसे जैसे ये आगे बढ़ रहे हैं इनका जोश हाई ही रहने वाला है। और इस वक्त हमारे साथ दिल्ली स्पेशल सीपी हुड्डा साहब है और वो इस वक्त फेलिसिटेट कर रहे हैं हमारे तमाम रनर्स को।
As well, and then they'll step down.
और ये जो टीम इस वक्त मंच पर आप देख रहे हैं ये दिल्ली पुलिस की महिला टीम है जिन्होंने दौड़ में हिस्सा लिया था। एक बार जोरदार तालियां इन सभी के लिए यहाँ पर हो जानी चाहिए। और एक ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ अब यहाँ पर हम लोग खिंचवा लेते हैं। तालियों की गूंज कम नहीं होनी चाहिए, प्लीज तालियां बजाते रहे। ऐसे शांत माहौल अच्छा नहीं लगता है ऐसे खास मौके पर। इसके बाद जो अगला लॉट है हमारा वो आएगा यहाँ पर जो दिल्ली पुलिस की महिला बटालियन है इस वक्त हमारे साथ मौजूद है। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया पहले तो दिल्ली पुलिस का जो इस अभियान में हमारे भागीदार बने हुए हैं, उन्होंने पार्टिसिपेट किया इस रेस में। थैंक यू सो मच उसके लिए। और एक एक करके आप सब अपना मेडल लेने यहाँ पर प्लीज आ जाइए क्योंकि आज आपका ये योगदान कहीं ना कहीं हमेशा याद रहने वाला है। प्लीज तालियों की गूंज हमेशा रहनी चाहिए, तालियां कम ना हो। हाउस द जोश, हाउस द जोश। आवाज कम आ रही है वैसे सुबह के कंपैरिजन में, अभी थक गए हैं क्या? हाउस द जोश, हाउस द जोश। अच्छा कुछ लोग सिर्फ ताली से काम चला रहे हैं, बोल नहीं रहे। इट्स ओके। और अब एक ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ और फिर से तालियां जरूर बजाइए प्लीज, ऐसे शांत नहीं रहिए, अच्छा बिल्कुल नहीं लग रहा है। और भी हमारे कई सारे रनर्स हैं जो वेट कर रहे हैं कि उनको कब मेडल्स मिलने वाले हैं क्योंकि लंबी दौड़ उन्होंने पूरी की है। और ये जो रूट है हमारा हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके का जो रूट बना हुआ है पूरा, अगर आप जीपीएस के थ्रू उसको देखेंगे तो हैशटैग इट्स नॉट ओके यही रूट का अगर आप जर्नी देखेंगे तो इसको सिंबलाइज करता है।
I'm deeply grateful that you are drawing attention to this issue of online safety. It is an important area, I believe, as we grow the internet and grow the technology and digital economy. And the more the people that are involved in this, the better the government's responses and policies will be. So I'm thankful to you to do this and for doing this, and I invite and encourage every one of your viewers to be participants and to contribute to government's objectives of creating a safe and trusted space on the internet for all Indians, especially women.
We all need to come together to put up a fight against harassment. Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone. I would like to applaud Truecaller and Network 18 for their anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. Don't just block. Call it out and join the movement. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 and log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को ये अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाए।
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out.
Stalked, blocked, deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it.
Good morning. If you've just joined our coverage, doing a recap of what has transpired so far. It all started with a good motivating talk from Special Commissioner Sagar Preet Hooda. And yes, it was very peppy. He motivated us and spoke from the heart. Mind you, Delhi Police is a part of this initiative as well. Is a very vital cog in the wheel as well. Then it was up to Mandira Bedi, who always is leading from the front. She runs a lot. She's always been a role model, fantastic actress that she has been, and always is a part of such initiative. And when you speak about moves and grooves, then yes, we have those Bhangra moves, and there we have great participation coming in from Delhi audiences, and we really owe a big sense of gratitude to that. What is a run without a little bit of fun here and there? And we've been having a lot of fun in this. It's to empower her. Then we heard from DCP Amruta as well, and she's really contributed a lot in this effort, and a big gratitude to her as well. Then it was flagged off. Mandira was there, Maria Shakil, our anchor, was there as well, and also it was the special commissioner, Mr. Huda, who flagged it off. And then it was great enthusiasm, great spirit. The 3-kilometer run, the 5-kilometer run, you talk about it, then the marquee run, which is the big one. And we've been highlighting the fact that pro runners are creating a historic GPS map art as they take strides along a route that forms the shape of "It's Not Okay." This run has a lot of meaning. This run has a lot of purpose. Nice to see when you've got smiles on your faces and you are being part of such a great initiative, because when you talk about run, you need that energy, you need that passion, you need to see smiling faces. And we've seen all age groups. We've seen young kids doing it. We've seen girls coming in big numbers, mind you. This initiative is from TV18 Network and Truecaller, and the message is loud and clear. Yes, you will have to call it out. It's not okay. You talk about team spirit, then we also, Pragya was there talking about it. We had Truecaller people also speaking about it to us. And then Mandira was on the stage, and she had something to say about the police force there. She said, yes, especially for the women power. And then a very popular anchor, and needs no introduction, Maria Shakil was also there. She also had a hearty conversation with Mandira Bedi, and it was very motivating. And everybody present there. And then the medals were also garlanded around the necks of those fantastic football players from the Delhi police team there. And it was very picturesque. It has been a fantastic moment for us. And yes, we've seen the run, and we are enjoying every bit of it. I'm sure all of you watching it on News 18 Network are enjoying it as well.
हिस्सा बनने के लिए कई सारे लोग हमारे साथ यहाँ पर हैं, खासतौर पर महिलाओं ने बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा लिया है। और हमारे खास गेस्ट तो आप मंच पर इस वक्त हमारे साथ देख ही रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारी फेलिसिटेशन सेरेमनी इस वक्त चल रही है, क्योंकि सर जो रनर्स हैं उनको अब उनके मेडल्स देने बचे हुए हैं, तो वो लोग बेसब्री से इंतजार कर रहे हैं। मैं चाहूंगी प्लीज मंच पर आप लोग आ जाएं और अपने अपने मेडल्स यहाँ पर ले लें। और खास बात यह है कि जो ये टीम इस वक्त आप यहाँ स्टेज पर देख रहे हैं, मंच पर देख रहे हैं, जिन्होंने हिस्सा लिया इस दौड़ में महिला उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ आवाज बुलंद करने के लिए जो इन्होंने हिस्सा लिया है, आपको बता दें ये दिल्ली पुलिस की महिला टीम है, जो विमेन्स टीम है वो यहाँ पर इस वक्त मौजूद है। दिल्ली पुलिस की जोरदार तालियां एक बार इनके लिए आप लोग प्लीज बजा दें। और दिल्ली स्पेशल सीपी उन्होंने सबको फेलिसिटेट किया, उसके लिए भी थैंक यू सो मच सर आपका। यहाँ पर मंच पर आप हमारे साथ थे, एक लास्ट बैच यहाँ पर रह गया है सर, मैं चाहूंगी प्लीज आप उनको भी फेलिसिटेट यहाँ पर करें। प्लीज एक एक करके लाइन में आप लोग आ जाएं। तालियां भी आप लोग साथ साथ बजाते रहिए। ये दिल्ली पुलिस की विमेन्स टीम है जो हमारे साथ इस वक्त खड़ी हुई है यहाँ पर मंच पर, और जोरदार तालियां इनके लिए। और साथ साथ अब जो बास्केटबॉल टीम है वो भी बेसब्री से इंतजार कर रही है, उनके पास भी हम जाएंगे। और यहाँ पर डीसीपी अमृता जी उन्होंने फेलिसिटेट किया, और साथ साथ हुड्डा सर हमारे साथ थे। आप दोनों का सर बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया यहाँ पर मंच पर फेलिसिटेट करने के लिए। और अब जो नेक्स्ट टीम है उसको मैं यहाँ पर इनवाइट करना चाहूंगी। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू मैम। और जो अगला लॉट हमारा आ रहा है वो है दिल्ली फुटबॉल टीम का, जो इस रेस में जो रनिंग हमने करवाई है उस रूट का हिस्सा बना है #It'sNotOK का वो रूट, जिस पर चलकर उन्होंने आज एक तरीके से इतिहास यहाँ पर रचा हुआ है। और मंदिरा मैम लगातार हमारे साथ यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और मैं चाहूंगी कि वही इस टीम को फेलिसिटेट करें। तो यहाँ पर जो बास्केटबॉल टीम है हमारी वो यहाँ पधार रही है। प्लीज आप लोग तालियों की कमी ना कीजिए, तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए क्योंकि सबने हिस्सा लिया है, माहौल बनना चाहिए। दिल्ली फुटबॉल टीम है हमारी जो इस वक्त मंच पर आप एक साथ देख रहे हैं। यहाँ पर फेलिसिटेशन सेरेमनी होगी, लेकिन साथ साथ बहुत सारे लोग हमारे साथ धीरे धीरे जुड़ते जा रहे हैं, इस मुहिम का हिस्सा बनते जा रहे हैं। और सीधे इस वक्त हम चलेंगे रिद्धिमा, मेरे सहयोगी हमारे साथ बनी हुई। रिद्धिमा, ओवर टू यू।
Thanks a lot for that, Shivani, as we continue to felicitate all these lovely runners and also teams of the Delhi Police. I have with me someone very special. I have with me Dr. Joy Turkey, who is the DCP of Special Police Unit for Women and Children of the Delhi Police. The Delhi Police has been a partner behind us in this initiative. Sir, thank you so much for not only partnering with us for this initiative, but also joining us this Sunday lovely morning. How crucial was it for the Delhi Police to join us on a platform like this, and more importantly, why?
See, all of us are stakeholders here. You know, we need to do it together. So probably it's more important for us than for you. This is my cause. You know, I'm DCP, Special Police Unit for Women and Children. This is my cause. I'm just piggyback riding on you.
No, absolutely, sir. It's a joint effort. But as we said, for women to, one, feel that there are law enforcers who are standing with them shoulder to shoulder. Also, law enforcers are there if any problem happens. How important do you also think is it important to break the stereotypes as far as the police is concerned?
See, the thing is, what we say in Delhi, you know, every citizen is a policeman in, you know, not in uniform. And every policeman is a citizen, you know, who's in uniform. So we need to do it together. And I can't post a cop everywhere. So this is just, you know, force multiplier. We need to do it together. And we have so many initiatives in Delhi Police. And there is always a tipping point. You know, I believe this is a tipping point where the women of Delhi should, you know, say now it's not okay. And we need to raise our voices.
What was lovely was not just to see the regular marathon runners and others who joined in, but special teams from the Delhi Police as well. How excited were they and how crucial was it for them to be a part, running with the people, saying that this is a cause where we're all together?
See, in my unit, I have really, you know, motivated women, officers, who are, most of them are brown belt and black belt in martial arts. So we, you know, reach out to various institutions in Delhi. We teach a lot of people about, especially women and college girls and housewives, working women, about self-defense training. Recently, we finished about 11,000 trainees for a 10-day this thing. So when I asked my team, you want to run? All of them were kind of, you know, I asked Prerna ma'am, should I give you more than 100 or whatever? So she said, no, just limit it to 50. So the limiting factor was you. I would have given you more.
Limiting factor was us who would have had more. We'll continue these conversations, continue to get you all these voices. For now, slipping into a very short break.
Stalked, blocked, deleted. How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why it is not okay to stay on silent mode anymore. It's time to report harassment and call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को ये अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए, लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
तुम लड़कियां तो सेल्फीज ही लेती रहती हो और तुम लड़के जब मुंह खोलते हो तो सेल्फ गोल मारते हो। अगर तुम्हें हमारी रिप जीन्स के थ्रू हमारा कैरेक्टर दिखता है तो हमें तुम्हारी सोच के थ्रू तुम्हारी IQ। एंड गर्ल्स, हमारे साथ सड़क पे जब ये होता है दिस ए बेबी, ए डार्लिंग, हम इसे हैरेसमेंट कहते हैं। तो जब ये सेम चीज हमारे साथ फोन पे होती है, थ्रू अनसोलिसिटेड फोन कॉल्स, through all those messages that we never asked for, why do we ignore that? To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can also learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on its notok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
Ignoring a harasser is no longer an option. Just blocking them is to let them move on to the next victim. If the sender is harassing you, it's time to take action. Create a safe environment for them to come forward and speak about their experiences. It's time to report harassment and just call it out. You are stronger than you think. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us in this initiative and campaign of ours, Network 18 and Truecallers. Call it out because it's not okay. I have with me somebody who's actually been with us right through this campaign, somebody who's been extremely courageous and humble to join us, not only to talk about her experiences, but also to send out a larger message to women that it's okay to call out a harasser and there are reforms that are available today. Saisha, you all know her, she's an influencer. Also, as I said, has been a huge part of our campaign. Saisha, thank you so much for not just joining us today, but being a part of this campaign. Let's begin with the run. How was that?
The run was really good. I think this is one of the first few runs that I've done, and it was so nice to see so many people turn up so early in the morning, so motivated and pumped up to be a part of this campaign and run. So it was really encouraging to run with all of them.
Absolutely. And you know, you have kids as young as 4 and, you know, elders as old as 60. So it's fantastic. But as I said, you've been somebody who's been extremely vocal about facing harassment and how you called out your stalker. Would you just want to recap for us what went through in your mind when that entire process was taking place?
At first, I was really scared and I didn't know what to do. And like most women in these situations, I also tried to ignore it for a while and I thought it would just go away, but it didn't. It kept on escalating. And I didn't want to continue living in a state of fear in my own house, in my own city. And so that's when I decided that I had to take action. So I filed a report, I went to the police station and they managed to capture the person who was stalking me. So it was a huge sigh of relief. And honestly, if anyone is going through this, call it out, address it, because it's not okay for someone to have that hold over you. And you have to make sure that people are held accountable for their actions, be it physical stalking or even on the internet.
I think the larger point that you've also made in your story is that you had support of the law enforcers. There is an unfortunate stereotype that if I go to the police station, it will be a long drawn process, I might not have the support. How crucial was the support that you got from officials on the ground?
Very crucial because like I said, I was very afraid. It was very scary. I'd never been through something like this before. So having people on the law enforcement side who assured me it's going to be okay, we are here with you, we'll take care of things, I felt immediately safe. And also because visiting the police station and having them hear my story and writing down a complaint, it felt very like I was being heard, and it felt really reassuring that I had the police on my side. So I know that there is a perception that it's very difficult and long drawn, but trust me, it was very smooth. I was able to give across what I wanted to say. I was able to file the complaint. The person was able to be taken to task. So if someone is going through this, like, don't hesitate, go to the police station and they will help you through all of it.
You know, the other part of your story, which has been very inspiring for all of us as well, has been support you got from your own parents and family as well, because that's where the first struggle begins for women, that if I tell my parents, will they accept it? Will they be name calling? How was the experience? How did you break the ice with your parents?
So at first I didn't tell my parents because I didn't want them to worry. I was not ashamed of anything because I had not done anything wrong. But I was just scared that they might get worried or tense. I didn't want that to happen. But when it reached to a level where I wanted to approach the police, that's when I told my parents. And they were surprisingly very calm. And they said, don't worry, we are here with you. Nothing's going to happen to you. And that felt like such a huge relief because I thought that they would be scared, but they were so calm. So that in turn calmed me. And my dad also had come with me to the police station. He was with me through the entire day. He supported me wholeheartedly. So that was a very huge part of why I decided to continue to fight for it, why I insisted that we had to file a complaint and not just let him go. Because my family was on my side and they were supporting me. So if there are parents, if your kids come to you with this problem, do not question them, do not blame them, but be there, just be there for them and be by their side.
I think that's a lovely message, that be there by the side of your children or anybody in your family to call it out because it's not okay. I'm tossing it back to my colleague Shivani, who's getting you some other scenes as well.
तो यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने शुरुआत की है एक ऐसी मुहिम जहाँ पर हमने इसको टाइटल दिया है #It'sNotOkay, क्योंकि महिला उत्पीड़न के खिलाफ आज हम सब यहाँ पर एकजुट हुए हैं और अपनी आवाज बुलंद कर रहे हैं। और मेरे पीछे ये एलाइट रनर्स यहाँ पर आपको मिल रहे हैं जिन्होंने यहाँ पर दौड़ लगाई है, एक ऐसी दौड़ जिसका जो रूट मैप है वो #It'sNotOkay बनता है। अगर आप जीपीएस पर उसको सर्च करेंगे तो उसका ये सब हिस्सा है, क्योंकि किस तरीके से महिलाओं को एक साथ आना है, एक साथ सशक्त होना है, उसके लिए ये मुहिम बहुत जरूरी थी। न्यूज 18 और ट्रू कॉलर इसका हिस्सा है और दिल्ली पुलिस हमारा समर्थन कर रही है, हमारा सहयोग कर रही है, उसके लिए उनका बहुत शुक्रिया। लेकिन ये सभी रनर्स मेरे साथ इस वक्त यहाँ पर स्टेज पर मौजूद हैं और हम लोग शुरुआत करेंगे #It'sNotOkay के साथ। तो जोश यहाँ पर हाई है, सुबह 5 बजे से लोग यहाँ पर आए हुए हैं और सब लोग दौड़ लगाकर वापस आ गए हैं, लेकिन अब भी ये जोश कम नहीं है। लेकिन हम इनसे बातचीत भी करेंगे। रीति इस वक्त मेरे साथ मौजूद है जो इन सबको रिप्रेजेंट यहाँ पर कर रही है। रीति, आज का ये दिन कितना जरूरी है हम सब के लिए, क्योंकि जैसा कि समाज हमने देखा है किस तरीके से जो महिलाएं हैं वो अपनी आवाज कहीं ना कहीं बुलंद नहीं कर पाती हैं, एक हिचक, एक डर उनके मन में रहता है। लेकिन आज इस दौड़ के जरिए, इस मुहिम के जरिए आपको क्या लगता है ये मुहिम कितनी कारगर साबित होने वाली है?
ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। बहुत अच्छा लगा कि इतने सब लोग बाहर आए, ये रन विद रीति कम्युनिटी और सारे रनर्स भी आके अपनी आवाज बुलंद की। ये कॉज है जो हम सबके दिल से बहुत क्लोज है। सो बहुत अच्छा लगा कि हम लोग सब आए। जैसे मैंने कहा कि ये कॉल इट आउट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। हम सबको ये परेशानी कभी ना कभी फेस करनी पड़ती है, हमने करी है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम लोग डेटर रहें और अपना पैशन ना फॉलो करें, रन ना करें, जो करना चाहें वो दिल को
बिल्कुल जो करना चाहें वो करें। और इसमें हम इन सभी का सहयोग बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है और समाज का सहयोग बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। आप सबका बहुत शुक्रिया और इस रेस का आप हिस्सा बने उसके लिए बहुत शुक्रिया। और एक बार हाउस द जोश, हाउस द जोश, हाउस द जोश। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू।
कम ऑन गाइस,
प्लीज आप लोग स्टेज से नीचे आ जाइए, आप लोग स्टेज से नीचे। मिनिस्टर
And as we said, we've had the privilege and honor to have people from different walks of life to join us in this initiative. I have with me the supremely talented Namrata Joshipura, fashion designer, but also a marathoner. Namrata, thank you so much for turning up and joining us in this initiative. How was the run for you?
Oh, it's excellent. The weather's turned out great, and what a great cause. So it's best of everything.
Why was it so crucial for you to not just run for the empowerment and the larger message that we're sending out, but why was it so important for you personally to join this initiative?
You know, I'm a runner. I train in the morning. And besides being a woman runner, I'm a mother. So a mother to a 17-year-old daughter. So, you know, this whole entire safety, The harassment issue, I've faced it several times myself. So I think it's a cause very close to my heart.
As a mother, as you said, as a 17-year-old daughter, one, you don't look like that. Secondly, but how crucial is it for you to have these conversations at home as well, for your daughter to also feel that the support system is you?
That's when you become a mother, it is in your DNA. It starts from the day they're born and it continues till they become adults. And even though she's 17 going on 18, she does not think she thinks she knows it all. But as a mother, it's, I have to be cognizant of the challenges that you face outside on the streets, digitally, online, everywhere. The threat is looming large everywhere. So it's constantly that awareness needs to be built at home, outside, at workplace. Also, I have a lot of young staff, young women from different cities who live here in PGs alone. So it's a constant conversation. It's a dialogue that we have at work all the time also.
Interesting you made the point about making workspaces safer as well, because today we're running to reclaim the physical spaces. As a designer, when you have so many people working under you, how do you ensure that if something happens, there is no sense of stigma that is attached when somebody wants to call out their harasser?
We've been very open, and as a woman boss, it's my biggest, it's my responsibility, because something that I have faced myself through these years, growing up in Delhi, working in Delhi, studying in Delhi, traveling in DTC buses in my, young days. We all face that. So it's very important for me personally to make my place safe. And if anybody faces any challenges, we have workers in our factories. I operate a factory. So we work out of an industrial area, and girls sometimes go home late at night. So it's very important for me as a woman, as a boss, to be very responsible for them and to stand by them should such a situation happen, that they feel comfortable to, call it out.
Absolutely. That's lovely to hear that you're setting an example for your team members as well. But more importantly, Namrata, as a runner, as a marathoner, this must be becoming quite a headache. First, a lot of women feel this issue that can I wear the kind of clothes and go out if I want to run? Will I be catcalled? Has that been an issue for you? Have you faced it?
Yes, I have. When you're training in your marathon cycle, you have long distances to run, and in the summertime, you have to start very early in the morning. I remember a few years ago, my husband was very uncomfortable, me stepping out at 4 a.m. by myself. So I had to call, somebody, a male colleague from the running community. Can you run with me? Can I drive with you? And there have been times, when you're on your street, you've been harassed, guys brush past you, you're running, they brush, leave alone just the harassment, even a safety issue, on the streets. It's, as a runner, there's nothing more important to feel safe in your city running out alone. It would be, to me, that's freedom for me.
और आज हमारा जो ये मुहिम है उसी के जरिए हम उनको प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए और जागरूक करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और आपने अपना समय निकाला, सबसे पहले उसके लिए बहुत शुक्रिया। इस अभियान के लिए सर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
थैंक यू वेरी मच। और मेरा ये मानना है कि आजकल जो अपने लड़कियां, महिलाएं जो काम करने के लिए जाती हैं, तो हमको सबसे पहले उनके लिए एक सम्मानपूर्वक वातावरण देना चाहिए। मेरे भी 2 बेटियां हैं, दोनों काम करने जाती हैं, तो मेरा ये मानना है कि एक डिग्निफाइड एटमॉस्फेयर देना चाहिए। कई बार हम ये कहते हैं कि महिला त्याग की मूर्ति है, पर महिला ही क्यों, पुरुष भी त्याग की मूर्ति हो सकता है। सो हमको कुछ चीज़ों में इक्वलिटी लानी चाहिए, सभी त्याग की मूर्ति बने, सभी गरिमापूर्ण जीवन जिए। अभी जब मैं कुछ दिनों पहले अपने मंत्रालय के एक जो डायरेक्टर महिला है, मैंने कहा, उनसे पूछा, मैंने कहा वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के बारे में आपका क्या कहना है? उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि सर हम एम्पावर्ड हैं, महिला होने के नाम पे हम एम्पावर नहीं है, हमारे रोड ब्लॉक ना किया जाए कि ये काम इसको मत दो, ये महिला है। काम दे के देखो, फिर वो अपने आप को प्रूव कर देगी। तो एम्पावरिंग का अर्थ है इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी। इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी ज़्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है। और इसलिए मैं अभी प्रज्ञा से जब रास्ते में आ रहा था तो मैं कह रहा था कि सिक्योरिटी तो चाहिए ही चाहिए, लेकिन सिक्योरिटी से ऊपर का जो स्टेप है डिग्निटी चाहिए। जब डिग्निटी आ जाएगी तो फिर महिला सिक्योरिटी करेगी नहीं, सिक्योरिटी औरों की भी कर देगी, इतनी सक्षम महिला होगी।
And Bhupen sir, we took this campaign, it began 6 months ago, and we have taken this campaign to several states. When we conceptualized it with Truecaller, Network 18 and Truecaller has partnered on this. The idea was that we'll be taking this to small towns of India, क्योंकि वहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा जिस झिझक की आप बात करते हैं, वो झिझक वहाँ की महिलाएं सबसे ज़्यादा महसूस करती हैं, क्योंकि जो कॉन्वर्सेशन है वो लिविंग रूम्स में या ड्राइंग रूम्स में वहाँ पर नहीं होता, बड़े शहरों में शायद होता है। और इसीलिए हम लोगों ने कॉन्वर्सेशन शुरू किया है, एक बातचीत का माहौल शुरू करने की कोशिश की है, और ये कल्मिनेशन इवेंट है। सो थैंक यू सो मच कि आप आए और you are supporting this campaign and backing this campaign and for all the words of encouragement.
Thank you very much. लेकिन मारिया, मेरा मानना है कि छोटा शहर हो बड़ा शहर हो, जो सबसे ज़्यादा आवश्यक बात है वो बिहेवियरल चेंज की है। बिहेवियरल चेंज हमारे जो वैल्यूज़ हैं, तो जो वैल्यूज़ हमारे सोसाइटी के वैल्यू हैं वो ज़्यादा मुखरता के साथ आने चाहिए। लेकिन वैल्यूज़ के नाम पर हम रोड ब्लॉक नहीं कर सकते। मेरा अब भी ये मानना है इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी देनी चाहिए, एम्पावरमेंट मानना चाहिए, और जो गुण हैं वो सब में बराबर आने चाहिए, महिलाओं में भी पुरुषों में भी। और मैं आपको बताते हुए मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है, बल्कि मैं मेरे गांव में भी डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी चलाता हूं। सिंसियरिटी के कारण लड़कियों के रिजल्ट जो हैं वो बहुत अच्छे आ रहे हैं, एग्ज़ाम से लेकर सब चीज़ों में, बल्कि अब हमें लड़कों पे भी ज़्यादा ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है।
एक एस्पेक्ट जो हम लोगों ने देखा थ्रू आउट दिस कैंपेन ऑफ मेन बीइंग अलाइज, दैट इस लड़ाई में, इस मुहिम में महिलाओं का साथ पुरुष दें और बहुत सपोर्टिव वे में करें। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, वी आर हैविंग दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन, प्लीज अ बिट ऑफ साइलेंस वुड रियली हेल्प। यस सर, गो अहेड।
ऐसा है कि साथ देना कोई किसी का राइट नहीं है, जिम्मेदारी है। अक्सर जो हम कहते हैं, जब हम एक पूरे, अगर हमारा इंडियन सिस्टम देखो तो फैमिली सिस्टम में सबका राइट्स रहता है, तो कोई साथ दे रहा है तो कोई किसी पे एहसान नहीं कर रहा है, ये तो उसकी ड्यूटी है, ये ड्यूटी ही होनी चाहिए। इसमें किसी ने अगर साथ दे दिया, कि अगर किसी ने कहा कि जी मैं बहुत साथ देता हूं, तो इसमें क्या बड़ा काम करे, तो आपकी ड्यूटी है, तो हमको मान के, और महिलाओं को भी मानना चाहिए। देखिए, एक विषय जो मैं कई जगह पे देखता हूं कि महिलाओं को इस चीज का विरोध करना चाहिए कि वुमेन इज नॉट ए प्रोडक्ट, और इसलिए हर विज्ञापन का प्रोडक्ट अगर बिक गया तो वो अच्छा, इट्स नॉट ए प्रोडक्ट। डिग्निफाइड लाइफ का अर्थ है सबको अपने डिसीजन लेने का अधिकार, सबको भाग लेने का अधिकार, सबको अपनी चॉइसेस का अधिकार, अपना खाना पीना, पहनना, कपड़ा, सबको अपना राइट होना चाहिए। विद सोसाइटी के जो वातावरण है उसमें हमें एक अच्छा एम्पावरमेंट का माहौल बनाना चाहिए।
Okay, let's start the medal ceremony immediately because it started.
यहाँ पर बेसब्री से इंतजार कर रहे हैं मारिया, सारे रनर्स हमारे यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं।
अगर बारिश है तो आप मेरे साथ यहाँ आ जाओ, सब ऊपर आ जाओ।
बिल्कुल,
आ जाओ, एवरीबॉडी कम हियर।
आपको फेलिसिटेट करना है क्योंकि इनको जो 18 किलोमीटर एलाइट रनर्स जिन्होंने मैप बनाया है #It'sNotOK का, मैं चाहूंगी वो सब प्लीज मंच पर आ जाएं और सर उनको मेडल्स देंगे। भूपेंद्र यादव जी हमारे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद हैं, देश के पर्यावरण मंत्री हैं, उनके द्वारा उन सभी को यहाँ पर सम्मानित किया जाएगा, मेडल्स दिए जाएंगे। आप प्लीज एक एक करके बारी बारी से अपने मेडल्स यहाँ से ले लें। जो भी 18 के रनर्स थे प्लीज वही मंच पर आए जिन्होंने वो मैप बनाया है #It'sNotOK का, प्लीज वो अपने मेडल्स यहाँ पर आकर ले लें। बारी बारी से भूपेंद्र सर यहाँ पर आपको फेलिसिटेट करेंगे और प्लीज एक कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ आप लोग अपने मेडल्स ले लें, वरना फोटो किसी की नहीं आ पाएगी ऐसे, अगर आप लोग ऐसे रहेंगे। एक सेमी सर्किल बना लें अगर आप लोग चाहें तो, ताकि मंच पर सब एक साथ दिख जाए आराम से। प्लीज मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है, मेरी आवाज अगर आप सब तक पहुंच पा रही है, जो लोग स्टेज पर इस वक्त मौजूद हैं, उम्मीद करती हूँ ये 18 किलोमीटर इलाइट रनर्स हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं यहाँ पर। आप लोग प्लीज सेंटर स्टेज पर आ जाएं और सेमी सर्किल एक बना लें। प्लीज मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ आप सबसे एक बार फिर से मंच से प्लीज नीचे आ जाएं। जो 18 किलोमीटर वाले जो एलीट रनर्स है प्लीज वही मंच पर रहें। प्लीज मेरी बार बार रिक्वेस्ट है, आप प्लीज यहाँ पर गैदर ना हो इतना ज्यादा। अभी बारिश भी बंद हो गई है, आप नीचे आ सकते हैं प्लीज। मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है प्लीज, सर के साथ आप लोग बाद में सेल्फी ले सकते हैं। कुछ प्रोटोकॉल्स होते हैं उनका पालन करना यहाँ पर बहुत जरूरी है। प्लीज स्टेज पर कुछ ही जो प्लीज 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 इतने सारे लोग यहाँ पर स्टेज पर आ गए, प्लीज मैं रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ आप लोग नीचे आ जाएं। मैं एक बार फिर से रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ आप लोग प्लीज नीचे आ जाएं। और जो 18 किलोमीटर वाले जो एलीट रनर्स हैं जिन्होंने जो मैप बनाया है #It'sNotOK रूट का, प्लीज वही मंच पर रहे। बाकी सब प्लीज नीचे आ जाएं और अगर हो सके तो प्लीज सेमी सर्किल फॉर्म कर लें ताकि सब लोग मंच पर एक साथ दिख पाए। एक सेमी सर्किल बना लीजिए प्लीज और सर को घेरिए ना इस तरीके से, क्योंकि किसी की फोटोग्राफ नहीं आने वाली है अगर आप लोग ऐसे करेंगे। प्लीज एक सेमी सर्किल फॉर्म कर लीजिए ताकि सबको मेडल्स मिल जाएं और फोटोग्राफ्स अच्छे से आप लोगों की आ जाए। बाकी सब जो भी और लोग हैं जिनको मेडल्स मिल चुके हैं उसके बावजूद वो स्टेज पर हैं, प्लीज वो नीचे आ जाएं। मैं फिर रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ प्लीज आप लोग नीचे आ जाएं और मेडल्स लेते हुए आप लोग नीचे आ सकते हैं ताकि स्टेज से थोड़ी भीड़ कम हो। आप लोग फिर से स्टेज पर ना चढ़े प्लीज, मैं बार बार रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ। जिनको मेडल्स मिल चुके हैं वो प्लीज स्टेज से नीचे आ जाएं। और बारिश हो रही है, मैं जानती हूँ चुनौतीपूर्ण माहौल है हमारे लिए, लेकिन आसपास भी शेड्स बने हैं, आप लोग वहां जा सकते हैं। प्लीज आप लोग वहां पर चले जाएं, लेकिन मंच पर स्टेज पर ना आए प्लीज। एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी आप सभी से।
Well, it is raining once again, but this has now brought us to the end of our campaign and our initiative Run to Empower Her, Network 18 and Truecaller. This has been a harassment campaign that we took pan-India to call out the harassers because it's not okay. We've had the support of celebrities and politicians all through this campaign. Today, I want to take this opportunity to thank all our participants, all the runners who came and joined us in this campaign. A special thank you to the Delhi Police, who's been a strong standing force behind us as far as this entire campaign is concerned. It's a wrap from our side, but we quickly also want to show you snippets of what's really happened all through the day.
आज गैदरिंग, आप सभी को मालूम है कि जो हैरेसमेंट है वो पूरी दुनिया में एक यूनिवर्सल प्रॉब्लम है, हर एक जगह देखने को मिलती है. ऑल पब्लिक प्लेसेस, मेट्रो, बस स्टेशन, मार्केट्स, दे पार्क्स, दे इक्वली बिलोंग टू men and women. So we need
go for a run in the morning without the fear of being harassed or the worry of being harassed. So it is very important to reclaim that space, and this is a first step in the right direction. A woman should be able to wake up in the morning.
चाहूँगी कि कंग्रेचुलेशंस कि बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोग्राम आपने ऑर्गेनाइज किया है. वो भी इतना बड़ा
We have the flag off, please.